Qurbani for the deceased, reward or redundant? This is a question that touches the hearts of many Muslims, especially when we lose loved ones and wish to continue giving them goodness even after they have left this world. Imagine sitting with your family during Eid al-Adha, the spirit of sacrifice filling the air, and your thoughts drifting to those who have passed away, parents, grandparents, or dear friends. Can you still honor them by offering Qurbani on their behalf? And if so, does it bring them reward, or is it an act that falls short in the eyes of Allah? Let's explore this deeply with clarity, authenticity, and compassion rooted in the Quran, Sunnah, and the exemplary lives of the Prophet and his companions. First, we need to understand that the concept of ongoing charity, or sadaqah jariyah, is beautifully established in Islam. The Prophet Muhammad said, when a person dies, all their deeds come to an end except three: ongoing charity, beneficial knowledge, and a righteous child who prays for them, Muslim. This promise gives hope and motivation that our good deeds can continue to benefit our loved ones after death. But where does Qurbani fit into this? Is it considered ongoing charity? In authentic Islamic scholarship, Qurbani is viewed primarily as an act of worship linked to the specific time of Eid al-Adha, with particular rules and rituals. However, many scholars have affirmed that a person can offer Qurbani on behalf of someone who has died, with the intention of bestowing reward upon the deceased. The intention here is key. When the living perform the sacrifice and dedicate its reward to the deceased, this act can bring barakah and mercy to their soul, provided it is done sincerely and in accordance with Islamic guidelines. The Prophet, in his mercy and wisdom, allowed acts of worship and charity to be performed on behalf of others, especially after death. For example, Umar ibn al-Khattab narrated that the Prophet said, any Muslim who dies and has a debt, the debt must be paid off by his heirs. If he has no debt, then charity is given on his behalf. Bukhari. This shows the importance of ongoing support for the deceased, especially through charity. Furthermore, the Sahaba and early Muslims would often perform acts on behalf of their deceased relatives, such as fasting or giving charity, aiming to increase the reward for their souls. This compassionate practice is grounded in love and mercy. Yet, it's essential to understand that Qurbani is a ritual bound to its time and conditions, such as the animal's type, the timing after Eid prayers, and the intention. It cannot be offered outside these parameters, nor can it be a substitute for the obligatory sacrifices a person must perform if they were alive and able. So, if your deceased loved one was required to offer Qurbani during their lifetime and missed it, you can perform it on their behalf, and this is a noble act. Scholars like Ibn Abbas and contemporary jurists agree that this act can bring reward to the deceased, as long as the sacrifice is valid and the intention is clear. But what about the emotional side? When we sacrifice for the deceased, we connect our present with their legacy, bridging the gap between worlds through mercy and hope. It's a reminder that our deeds have weight beyond this life and that the bonds of love and faith remain unbroken. Let me share an inspiring example from the life of the Prophet. Once, a man came asking if he could fast on behalf of his deceased mother. The Prophet responded with kindness and encouragement, demonstrating that such acts can indeed benefit the dead. This same mercy extends to Qurbani, which is a more profound and costly act of worship. Reflect on your own intentions. Are you seeking closeness to Allah by honoring your loved ones? Or is it merely a ritual to fulfill a social expectation? The heart's sincerity transforms the act from redundant to rewarding. And what about the impact on the living? Performing Qurbani for the deceased also teaches patience, generosity, and empathy in us. It keeps us connected to the beautiful traditions of Islam and encourages us to live lives filled with sacrifice and devotion. In conclusion, will your Qurbani for the deceased be reward or redundant? The answer lies in your intention, adherence to Islamic guidelines, and the mercy of Allah. It is not a wasted act but a chance to multiply good deeds and extend compassion across the boundaries of life and death. May Allah accept our sacrifices, grant mercy to our departed loved ones, and make us among those who give generously both in this world and the hereafter. Ameen. Now, I invite you to reflect deeply. Have you performed Qurbani on behalf of a deceased relative? How did it affect your connection to them and your faith? Share your stories and questions below so we can learn and grow together in this beautiful journey. Until next time, stay blessed, keep your intentions pure, and may your sacrifices bring light and peace to all your loved ones here and in the hereafter. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.